I'm Mint Salad and I saw The Fast and the Furious. It is directed by Rob Cohen. As you can see, I'm also going very fast and very furious. My previous exposure to these movies, I remember hearing all about them. I actually never went to go see them until now. So if you haven't seen this movie, I will spoil it for you. The movie starts, we're kind of going very fast here. Basically, Brian has a green car and he's like, oh boy, I'm gonna pull up to this, it's called a car racing. I've never seen a car race personally, but he pulls up to like a bunch of people and he's like, hey y'all, I'm here because I want to bet my car, and if I win, I get money and some respect. And it's like, oh boy, this guy is cool. Is he like the most bestest racer ever? His car kind of is not working very well. When he races, you know what happens? He's trying to do the racing, and some of his car starts falling apart, which is sad because it's like, man, you're gonna lose your car, man. Okay. But there's also, he makes this bet with Vin Diesel, Don. Yeah, and he's like, okay, well, I owe you a car because clearly I have lost. I'm a fair man. I totally get it. But then, the cops come, and the only person around to save Vin Diesel when he's running from the cops is Brian himself, this guy he recently met. And of course, Vin Diesel being very mad that his friends didn't come pick him up, goes to his house and starts trouble with this guy, with one of his side honchos. And I'm like, man, this side honcho is very aggressive. I really hope that this side honcho doesn't cause any more trouble for Brian. And of course, this side honcho hates Brian now because his friend chose Brian over him. And I'm like, man, what a situation, am I right? Also, it's a fun situation, this house. This is a cool little house. And I'm like, oh man, Brian, we're just gonna be friends. You're gonna befriend this dude. I mean, Brian, you still owe this guy a car, so you might as well stick around. And you know what's the saddest part of it all? Brian is revealed to be an undercover cop, which is not good because there are heists happening. These really fast-paced, high-paced, like heists of just trucks, and it's like, oh, vroom, 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 and it's all the stunt work is crazy. Okay, the stunt work is like, there's one car that is literally like driving underneath the carriage of the semi-truck, and that is impressive. And it's like, oh my goodness, it looks real. It looks like a stunt driver actually did that. I'm like, oh boy, I hope these were at low speeds because holy diggity dang, that looks to be very dangerous. So yeah, there's some trucks being robbed by these cool little cars with like glowing things underneath, it happens like twice in the movie. All right, so it happens the first time in like the front, and then it happens like the second time, like during the middle of the movie. And Brian is called while with Vin Diesel's sister, and get a call. Brian is called. Hello? Yeah, I shouldn't be talking on the phone because I'm driving right now. Well, I am. He's in bed. Yeah, you can send the cops. Okay, cool. And then like, wow, there's just another heist happening. Could you believe it? What are they trying to steal? Like DVD players? I mean, there's like one of the raids is like a DVD player, and while they're showing like in the beginning, like what's in this truck, it just says Panasonic, and I was like, oh, I wonder who sponsored this movie, because it was like right in front of me. But I was like, oh man, that's all of those DVD players are worth a lot of money. That's really fun, honestly. Because this is the 90s. Apparently there's a lot of car races in the 90s. Since, Brian's an undercover cop, he gets another car, he gives the car to Vin Diesel, and it has some really nice engine, despite the body. And I'm like, man, I don't know anything about cars, but if the engine is like that good, it must be a very good, fast engine. And this car is going to be useful because they make it good, they make it looking good, they make it super red, and it has like a lot of cool little details on the side. I'm going a little bit off tangent, off topic, but the cars, oh my goodness, all of Vin Diesel's like friends, they all have their own colored car. There's like red, there's yellow, there's blue, and there's also white with like blue. And I think the person, Jesse, that's his name, I think he's autistic because he can just like spit facts about car engines, just like he speaks in car engine when he's like asked to pray at dinner with food, like for food. Hey, you're gonna have to pray. Okay, thank you, car lords. He doesn't say car lords, but he's just thanking God for just the sheer amount of parts that he got, and that engine too. It's just honestly really fun. And so I'm like really enjoying this family dynamic that Brian has placed himself into. He gets to learn a little bit more about Vin Diesel, and it's sad because he is kind of like a loner kid. He's alone, and this is his newfound family. This is all he has, and basically Jesse is living, breathing engine, and he tells Brian, yeah, this is the only thing I really like because it calms me down pretty much. He's not smart enough for school, which is a very sad story, and it's really disappointing when Brian is like, okay, well, I know some cops are trying to pull over this next truck heist. There's a next truck heist that's planned, and the cops are going to get them. And of course, Brian is like, but these are my friends! You know what he does? He does the best thing ever. He tells Vin Diesel's sister, hey, I'm a cop. Okay? I'm a cop. When does he tell her this? This is after, like, the truck heist is unsuccessful. Unfortunately, the honcho man, he's kind of wrapped up on the side of the semi-truck, and his arm gets cut, and it's really devastating. Like, ow. That must be a lot of blood that he loses. He even has to use his cop abilities to call in an ambulance, a wambulance. He's like, hello, wambulance. I need your help. Come here. And then a bunch of wambulances come and pick him up in a helicopter. And I'm like, man, this dude just saved this dude's life. And he just cold drops like, hey, Vin Diesel, you're also here. I'm just gonna cold drop that I'm a cop without even saying anything. This is like, dude, this is the coolest thing ever. Hot diggity dang. Could you imagine just like your friend is a cop and you're a criminal? Oh man. And of course, there's one final race. Vin Diesel and Brian. And Vin Diesel, he's built up to have his dad's car that he's scared of driving, but now he's driving it. And he's gonna drive it super fast, so fast he's gonna outrun getting hit by a train, and it's really tense. They build the intensity of the scene because realistically, it's like, what, 9 seconds is a quarter mile going at those speeds? But like, the scene is built up for like a solid minute. I'm like, oh no, are they gonna get hit? Their train? Are they gonna get hit by a train? I hope they don't get hit by a train. And then they don't get hit by a train, and that's good. Until Vin Diesel gets hit by a semi-truck and does go flippity floppity floop. Oh no, and he's safe. You know what he does though? He kind of climbs out of the window and then uses Brian's red car to run away. And that's how the movie ends. It just kind of ends on Brian just like looking really cool while you hear the sirens incoming because there was an accident. I'm pretty sure some bystanders called it in. Man, that was one movie. It was a very fast-paced movie. So fast and so furious that I did just catch myself being like, whoa, what is happening? Man, there's just so many quotables in this movie. And it's just entertaining how each character is like delivering and acting their lines, especially the last scene where you see Vin Diesel just like stare at Brian while he's calling for a ambulance to help his head honcho man. He's just staring at him. He's like, I'm gonna murder, death, kill you, guy. I'm gonna get you. And he's just so angry, and I'm like, oh man, this is awesome. But then like at the end of the movie, they also just look at each other and it's like, you know what? I think they're cool. Now, Vin Diesel has a cop friend, and that is very fun. Man, the character development for each character is great because we get to know a little bit about each character, especially Jesse. Man, when he gets shot, it's so sad. Like when there's like the drive-by shooting by the people on the crotch rocket, as so amazingly deemed the motorcyclist just like drive-by shoot and get Jesse, and it's really sad because I'm sad and I'm just like, man, I'm glad Brian is gonna go after these guys, and I'm glad that those guys are gone. So I felt a lot of emotions for the characters, especially for Brian, because it's like, man, I feel that you have to make a tough decision. Are you technically a corrupt cop now? Is this what's happening? I'm very just happy to see this first movie. Man, I'm so excited to see the rest of these Fast and Furious movies. I know I'm doing this one and another one today, the second one, plus 2 more tomorrow, and I'm reviewing the rest of them during the Rock month, which is February, next month. The colors, so fast, so bright, especially at night. I really like the colors at night. A lot of the daytime shots were a little bit like more earthy toned, but the cars were the flashiest part, and I think that's supposed to be the purpose of this movie. I liked all the fast cars. I'm not normally a car person, but this was a very fun and enjoyable movie. For that, I gotta give this movie a solid 7.5 out of 10. If you like this review, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with everyone you know. The ultimate goal of this channel is for me to become an expert movie reviewer, so if I haven't reviewed it on the channel, there's a chance I haven't even seen it at all. If you'd like to request a movie in the comments below, you can do that, or you can fast track a movie review request at patreon.com/ASEPresents for $20 a month for 1 movie review per 1 month, or $3 a month for 250 vlogs that are up there, plus how to draw all of the Pokemon. 151 will be posted there early at patreon.com/ASEPresents. And if you'd like to help support the daily grindiness of all these daily movie reviews, you can go to this link tree. It really helps with the daily grind. The Fansly is the main site. It's free to follow. It really helps with the daily grindiness of all the daily movie reviews. So you can go there. And until next time, I'm mint salad sauce. See you later, my salad croutons and bacon bits.